You are about to enter the Shockwave Skull Sessions podcast on shockwaveskullsessions.com. And now your host, Bob Nalbandian.
All right, Shockwave Skull Sessions episode, what is this, 108? Is that
108.
right, Matt?
We're up to 108, yes. 108.
Damn. I've got my partner here, Matt Hartnett, and we're just going to do what we call a filler episode.
Sure. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so yeah.
Yeah, I figured we'd kind of give everyone kind of an update on what's happening. And I know you know a lot more that's going on the technical aspects of the CMS Podcast Network and the Shockwave Skull Sessions, and a lot of new changes, a lot of good stuff going on. Why don't you kind of take over, let the listeners know what's happening?
Yeah, well, obviously, first of all, you know, we've got all the podcasts and the shows. Obviously, we've got ourselves here. It's Shockwave Skull Sessions. We've got Aftershocks with me and Chris Aiken. We've got Talk to Me, of course, and he also does a Pantera side one called Drag the Waters as well, which is, I believe, comes out every other week. New episode for that one, and we've just added a brand new podcast to the network called Poppet's Corner with Tanner Poppet, and obviously, you know right. Tanner very well. He's a buddy of yours.
I'm going to be on his show later tonight. I'm going to record an episode. Yeah,
fantastic. See,
dude.
Yeah. He plays for a technical death metal band, Madrost. Yeah, he's a guitarist, vocalist, and he's had some great guests on. Obviously, he does anything from, as you know, Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, till today's newest death metal stuff. So, he's going to be more of our extreme metal podcast that we're going to have. We're trying to hit all the sort of subgenres within the network, and so that's what Tanner's doing. Yeah, great show. So that's what's going on with the show part of things. Obviously, we've got heavy metal television. That's another new thing, which isn't quite up 100% just yet. You can go to it, heavymetaltelevision.com, for the actual television itself. Right now, it's sort of in the beta phase. Okay, so you can go and check it out. There's a bunch of videos up there from from bands you don't know to bands you do know, but it's still getting sort of cleaned up. It's been around since about 2011. Obviously, our good friend Braverman. Eric Braverman obviously started that up back in 2011. So, but we're doing a lot more with it now. Chris Aiken obviously is really taking over that lead with that, and he's taking that over. And we're fixing up some of the specs. Right now, if you go to look at it, it looks like, it's not the best quality just yet, but that's going to be cleaned up real soon. We're looking, I believe, at a mid-May official launch, tentatively right now, about May 15th, I believe, is the scheduled launch for Heavy Metal Television. It's pretty much a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, heavy video station for the most part. I mean, sort of like a heavy Headbangers Ball 24/7, if you want to. Right. I guess put it that way. Lots going to go on that. We're going to have the podcast. Obviously, we'll have Skull Sessions. We'll be on the television itself, and trying to think what else. Obviously, we've got the videos. We're going to have takeovers from bands and labels and stuff. And it's going to be really cool. Like I said,
it's going to be fun. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in the works on that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll have some guests. I guess VJs, as they call them. Do they still call them VJs? I guess so.
I guess so. We'll call them that until someone else comes up with a different term for them. But
it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of good stuff. So
the CMS Radio, CMS Radio Network. I'll actually bring that up here. Just give me a second. I'm going to share the screen for this one so I can let our people who are watching us right now can see it. 1 second. All right, let's go ahead and share this real quick. All right.
Look at that.
CMS Radio. All right. So CMS Radio Network, we've got, as it's playing right now here, this is the CMS Radio. That will be renamed very soon. We're coming up with a different name for it than just the CMS radio station. What this station focuses on is a lot of the extreme metal stuff. It's got a lot of the newer stuff, whether it's doom, stoner, death metal, some of the more modern metal, some classic 90s hardcore and newer hardcore. So it's just got all those kind of, more the extreme genres. And if you come down here, I'm just going to show people, our listeners and watchers here. That's the first station right here. If you go where it says Channel 2, Uncontrolled Noise. So as everyone knows, Uncontrolled Noise is now on board with the CMS Radio Network. Uncontrolled Noise has been around for quite some time. They've got a great mix of
Corey.
Yeah, exactly. From Corey, from Uncontrolled Noise. It's a great mix of a lot of the classic metal stuff from, whether it's proto or new wave of British heavy metal through the 80s with all the thrash, as well as some of the hair metal stuff. And then obviously some of the 90s, maybe some alternative metal. So it's just got a really great mix of a lot of bands you do know. Some you don't, but most of these bands are well-known bands within those genres. And then, of course, if you come down here, Channel 3, Hairball John Radio. Okay, Hairball John, obviously, I don't think there's much explanation that needs to be said for that, right? Hair metal,
right.
80s stuff right there for you.
He's been around a while as well.
He has.
John, yeah.
Exactly. And then, of course, our fourth channel is a 24/7 archives of the classic metal show dating back to years ago. If you're just want to listen to some comedy, that's your station right there. And just another thing for our CMSPN radio, we've also got Kendall, who's going to be hosting. We have a new Kendall Peters. Obviously, she has her own show. A lot of people know about it as well. But she's also going to be DJing now on Wednesdays. She's going to be bringing to you a show called Rock Ain't Dead. It's basically focusing on all the new hard rock and metal that's out there now. So if you're looking to listen to some new bands you're not aware of, it's a great place to go to on Kendall's show. So just go to you can check out these stations, and we'll have that's also very brand new as well. So there's a lot of newer a lot of things we're still doing with all the radio and with the heavy metal television. So it's all in the process. That stuff should all just slowly be coming, in focus in terms of people being able to, I should say people, but for us, we're still in the process of it pretty much. It's not fully done yet, but we're there. As you see, all the stations are up, but we're going to be adding a lot more to these, to the TV and the radio as we go. So
damn, you're good, Matt. We should get you working on some infomercials for companies. You could be the next My Pillow guy. Look at you.
Oh,
My Pillow Matt.
If I could make money like that, sign me up, man. Sign me up. And of course,
like a bazillionaire, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That mattresses now are his covers, his blankets, his bed sheets, his fucking My Pillow dildos, and everything else that goes along with the collection.
Totally, man. And then there's also CMSTV.com. We got everything.
Okay.
No, we've got CMS TV. I'll even let me bring that one up real quick for everybody.
And you can get it on the Roku and the Amazon Fire Stick too, which is awesome. Watch it on your TV on the big screen. You can see true ugliness on the big screen. Scare your mother. Scare your partner.
Ugliness, say, speak for yourself.
Girlfriend.
We're beautiful. Right. You know that.
Oh, of course we are. Of course we are.
But let me bring that up just real quick for CMS TV, just to give people an idea here. All right. So CMS TV. There we go right there. Okay. Basically, this is so obviously you can come here, you can watch all the podcasts and the shows we have on the network. But we also have
what's that DVD there?
I think we'll get to that in just a second, right? Because I know you need to talk about the Bay Area Godfathers. But yeah, if you want to come here, we've got some things for sale here. We've got, obviously your DVDs from your Inside Metal series. We got Chris Aiken with his books that he's done. If you want to check out his books, he's got some great books out there. And if you come down here, obviously we got all the episodes that you see from Shockwave Skullsessions. We got Talk to Me, all of them. And then if you come down here where it says latest music videos, this is just sort of like videos that are going to feed into, instead of going to say YouTube, right? Usually you click on a video. When you're done, after the video is done, it just feeds you, sort of videos that are in sort of the wheelhouse of what you were just listening to. And same goes for here. If you look at here, you could just play the video. It's sort of like a video jukebox if you want to look at it. It's got 1,000 videos in it that just keep feeding it to you if that's your thing. It's also on demand. You can choose them yourself. Wow. And so CMS TV, another little pretty damn cool addition to the network for people who are interested in doing that instead of going to YouTube. So
there you go. Yeah. So that's different than the CMSPN.com, you mean the CMS TV?
It's on CMSPN. Everything is through CMSPN.com. That's it. You can go to CMSTV.com. CMSPN.com is really the hub for all of these different entities we have within the whole network.
And even if you go to shockwaveskullsessions.com, for all you old school guys that can't remember new URLs, you still use the Shockwaves page on the CMSPN. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then one last thing we want to talk about. Oh, we're very technical. You know, we're working on it. I'm working on my skills, Bob. At least I'm trying. But we got one more thing to talk to everybody about. Okay, and this is our Subscribe Star page. All right, let me bring that up right now as well. All right. So Subscribe Star is I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with Subscribe Star.
I never was familiar until this got brought up here, but it's kind of like a what do you call it? I want to say
Patreon. Patron?
I'm saying Patron. I'm thinking tequila here. It's kind of like Patron, but a lot harsher.
You know, it's not like well, you know, you brought up a good day. Maybe we should be selling some Patron on the CMS Podcast Network too, right? You know, but yeah, it's like a Patreon page, but it's a little bit different. But if you look here, you know, we've got it up on the screen here. It's got different tiers here. Okay, there's different subscription tiers. You could subscribe to this for a couple bucks a month. Okay. We've got 3 tiers. We've got a $2 tier, a $5 tier, and a $7 tier. Each one has their own, you know, basically has their own, you know, things that you're going to get once, you know, if you're interested and you want to donate to our network. Our first tier there is the Metalhead Appreciation tier. All right. And you can, I don't want to, you know, I don't have to go through, you know, I'm not going to go word for word what we got here. I mean, people can go check it out. It's at subscribestar.com/CMSPN. All right. Let me actually bring up, I'm going to run a little out of here.
Mosh Pit Dweller.
There you go. Metalhead and Mosh Pit Dweller and Dio and Dimebag tier. Yeah. But yeah, it's subscribestar.com/CMSPN. And like I said, each tier, one of the tiers, which is really cool, our Dio and Dimebag tier, for those Skull Sessions fans out there who love the show, want to be actually more attached to the show, if you want to say, you can not only get exclusive episodes. Okay, that's our second tier, where you can get exclusive episodes, one per month, where not everybody gets the episode. Okay, it'll be only for subscribers. And we do a lot of episodes where we have sort of a cross, what do you call it? Sort of like a cross episode discussion thing where it'll be, say, me, you, and Tanner Poppet, or you and Chris Aiken. And so we just kind of cross, you know, do a sort of a cross episodes with all the shows. And that's one of the features. The other feature is that you can actually be a part of one of the shows as well. If you subscribe to our Dio and Dimebag tier, you can actually make an appearance on our shows, including Shockwave Skull Sessions.
You could be a video star.
That's right. You can join
video
Bob.
Killed the radio star.
Well, we have some radio stars out there, hopefully, because we got CMSPN Radio Network. But yeah, you're right. But yeah, so yeah, it's a really cool little feature. So for those who actually want to be part and come on one of these, you know,
if you want to join the cool club like us, then come on board. You know, for $7 a month, you could be cool just like me.
Exactly, right? Totally. For all those losers in high school, you know, and for those people who, those people who are losers in high school, right? If you want to be part of the cool club, here it is.
That's right.
Part of the CMSPN cool club, right? So
there you go.
Yeah, no, I mean. So it's just so just a little extra stuff for people who want to get more involved with us, or who just want extra, who can't get enough of us, right? Because everybody can't get enough of us, right?
You know, for just a few bucks a month, you get a lot of exclusive material, and you know, it's a good thing, and it helps us keep this alive, and we keep you know, as you say, and as Chris has said, you know, the money's going right back into this to make improvements and to
absolutely
keep things going. And you know, it's not, you know, and there's, you know, a lot of stuff we have to subscribe to and whatnot, different, you know, so, you know, it costs us a little bit of money. So it, you know, helps us out too. So any kind of subscriptions you could add in will be greatly appreciated, and you'll get something worth value in return.
Oh, yes. No doubt. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's just a cool, like I said, we're not out there begging people to do this. Obviously, this is just a service for people who really enjoy what we do and want more of it. You know, basically, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, that's pretty much what we've been going on, obviously at the CMSPN.com. And I know you've got stuff going on with, as we just kind of alluded to before, Bay Area Godfathers.
Well, yeah, we got, the second, everyone's been asking about part 2 because that was supposed to come out in March. And it will be coming out, I'm hoping in May. I mean, I'll be honest, but basically the problem is, and this has happened before, and I don't know why it took them so long to test it, whether it's the distributor or what, but they went in through QC, the quality control, and looked through it, and there were some channels that weren't in stereo for whatever reason. So we got back to our editor, who was actually in New York. We had to go fish back and get the hard drive in a storage down in the Bay Area, send it over, get it all fixed up. So that took some time, and now everything's got delayed because of it. So it was really just an audio issue and that's stuff like that. You get kickbacks sometimes on stuff, especially when it comes to getting it on the streaming services, Amazon Prime and Apple TV or Apple Movies. As they're very strict as far as the audio and this and that, and if there's some audio issues, you got to get it fixed. And so it took a little longer because he was out of town, and we had to kind of situate that. So we had to basically cancel the release date for March, and so we're setting up a new release date. Like I said, should be sometime in May. You could actually pre-order the Bay Area Godfathers 2 on Amazon. And basically what it is, I know a lot of people saw part 1. Part 1 is already available. There you go, on DVD. This is part 1, the photo here. Part 2's got a similar photo, but it's got the Roman numbers 2 up there. But yeah, you could stream part 1 on all the digital formats, as I mentioned, Vudu, Google Play, and of course Amazon Prime and iTunes. I keep saying iTunes. I guess what is it? Apple Movies, Apple Music,
Podcasts,
Well, it's not
Apple
podcasts.
Movies, sure. Apple Movies, whatever. Apple everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's on Apple, and part 2 should be on all the same formats. It's just got a little bit delayed, but again, definitely check it out when it comes out, and support it. It's good. It's great Bay Area documentary on the whole Bay Area hard rock metal scene from the 70s. We go deep into the early Yesterday and Today era up and through like the mid 90s, so when the scene kind of started to die out. But if you've got part 1, you'll love part 2. All the Inside Metal movies come in 2 parts, and you could see, watch all the others. They're all up on, digital streaming. The first one, The Pioneers of LA Hard Rock and Metal. The second one, LA Metal Scene Explodes. The third one, The Rise of LA Thrash Metal. And of course, this new one, Bay Area Godfathers. All part 1 and part 2 are up there. And as I said, part 2 of Bay Area Godfathers should be coming out in May. So yeah, some good stuff there. Yeah.
And I know you're doing, like you said, you're doing Poppet's Corner later tonight. And I also said that you were doing another podcast or some show, right? Something about the business one that you're involved with.
Oh, I'm doing something for Jimmy Arsenault has a new podcast thing. He's doing that, I believe, Wednesday. And I know that's going to go through Facebook Live, myself and John Stranansky and a few other people. And I don't know quite. I know we're going to talk about the Bay Area metal scene, and he'll probably bring up the movie. Jimmy Arsenault, obviously involved in the movie. We had him on a previous Shockwave Skull Sessions where we talked to the Zelensky, right?
Denny Zelko, right?
The promoter in Vegas or in Arizona. And that was a real good episode. And of course, Jimmy's also in the movie Bay Area Godfathers. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And what else? Just did a Focus on Metal episode with our good friend Scott Thompson, and of course Irish Ritchie. And so yeah, just kind of trying to hang in there and
staying busy.
Things are starting to open back up again slowly but surely. So hopefully we'll get some good shows coming your way real soon. And we'll see. What about you, Matt? What you been up to?
Well, obviously still doing Aftershocks with Chris Aiken, and we're obviously doing Skull Sessions, and as I just mentioned, just all the stuff we're doing through the with really focusing on both the radio and the heavy metal television right now. really trying to, focus on the launch of that for May 15th, Heavy Metal Television, tentative date. And yeah, I mean, we're just continue to, knock out our interviews, bringing you a lot of the newer bands too, as well as some of the old classic bands and some well-known musicians. And yeah, just we're continuing just to, move onward and forward with CMSPN.com and all that comes with it, and just trying to bring the best, entertainment in terms of hard rock and metal that we can to everybody out there. So I hope everyone's enjoying what we're all doing here.
Yeah, I've been digging the aftershocks. I just saw you posted up fairly, I guess, the last couple of days, the Jeff Tate interview.
Jeff Tate. We've had Jeff Tate. Yep. Mm-hmm.
George Lynch one was really cool.
George Lynch. We've been really keeping busy with all those.
So you do a lot of. I think it's cool. You do a lot of the new a lot of bands I never even heard of. All these new metal bands, but then you'll dig in, do some good classic hard rock and metal guys, and good range, good variety of interviews you have.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's I mean, if anybody wants to come on with us, we'll talk to them. Whether they're classic musicians or new ones.
Careful what you say.
Well, you're right. I should be careful with that. That is, not anybody, but most people. But yeah, we like to, definitely.
You'll have to dig deep in that. Ask Chris about that one.
Yeah, but we definitely want to give some of these newer bands a little FaceTime, airtime to help promote their band. That's one of the things I think that's kind of missing, just in general when it comes to podcasts and a lot of these new shows that are out. Dude,
did you notice how many new podcasts have come since the pandemic?
Oh yeah,
artists
a lot.
Not just the live feeds, music feeds. Concert feeds, but all these rockers are starting, which is cool. I mean, the more the merrier. It's always good. Some are better than others, obviously, but there's some good ones out there, and I've been trying to keep track of a lot of them. But it's getting to be like anyone, basically if you have a laptop and a video camera, you can set up your own podcast. But
and it's great.
Good stuff out there, though. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's great. The more the better for keeping metal and hard rock alive. It's the more we have, the better. The key we'll see is what happens when live music goes back. We'll see how many of these podcasts are still around.
Right.
Obviously a lot of musicians are doing them, but obviously once they're out on the road, they're not going to be able to be as consistent and to do them as much as they'd like to. So, but in the meantime, I think it's just a great way to people stay connected. And some of the people I've talked to, and done these live, these video casts with, they love it. They're like, even for them, it's like it keeps them, engaged with their fans and with, meeting new people.
And so you got to do it, man. You got to keep people. And as and just in the podcast game, and as I remember with doing the old Shockwave Skullsessions and stuff, once you take a break, it's hard to get back on track.
Sure.
People just, slowly forget, and they, or they go with others, and it's just the nature of the beast. They'll, subscribe to others. So it's you definitely have to be consistent and be on track. So
yeah, I gotta have something to do every week. But and that's one thing we've all been doing here, and that everyone can count on here is getting. If we don't do a new episode every week,
we'll have a filler episode like this.
We'll do a filler episode like this, or an archive. But it's something. Those archive episodes, obviously, that you had that we've been putting some of those up lately, especially the Shockwaves videocast ones that you had. You've had all those T-Rated V ones. I mean, a lot of people don't even know or have seen them. So I think it's a great, we could give something every week, but we kind of like to put those out there as well because, some of those those interviews you did were great from, some years back. And, we get a lot of great, feedback from the listeners on them. So, yeah.
They're always fun. It's good to go back in time sometimes,
It does. It is. Absolutely. That's what we do here, right? Back in time and new stuff. So it's great to encompassing the whole timeline of hard rock and metal. So yeah, it's pretty
absolutely awesome. Was there anything else we need to touch on?
I think that's about it. Just, obviously everybody who's got any questions or anything they want to know, obviously they know to go ahead and email you at shockwaveskullsessions@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it for now. Yeah,
and we got some good future episodes in the works. I'm not gonna say what or who, but some good ones in the works for the Shockwave Skull Session. I'm sure you got some good ones in the works for Aftershocks as well.
We do, and you've had some really good ones lately. I mean, the Chris Holmes one you did was really awesome.
That was fun, yeah.
Really awesome. Obviously, not too long ago, you did one with Zetro back around February.
Sure.
We've had some good ones with I know some other podcasters that you've done, and yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another rock trivia. That's the metal trivia. That's what.
Well, we're working on that. Actually, that's one we're working on, because the last one we
Very
did didn't work out. It just we're unprepared on that one. Just say, but this one will be much better. So
very cool. Awesome.
Set up.
Awesome.
Right on.
All righty. Awesome. Sounds
very
great.
Cool. So you want to close this out there?
Yeah, so I guess, like I said, ShockwaveSkullSessions.com, CMSPN.com. Everyone, I think, knows where to go. Like I said, check out CMS Radio Network. You can go to CMSPN.com for that as well. Oh, the other thing, too, is the app. I mean, for people, that's what we really want to push, the app, the Classic Metal Show app, CMSPN.com app. It's out there. Get that, because then you'll get all the shows. You'll have all the radio stations right on your phone. So if you're driving, going to work, you want to listen to a podcast, you can choose from all the podcasts we've got, all the shows. And if you're like, yeah, you know what, I want to listen to some music as well, we've got 4 different stations for you right there that'll fit your hard rock and metal needs, as well as if you want to laugh. Obviously, you got CMS, the Classic Metal Show channel as well, 24/7. So yeah, that's it. I think we're good.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Right.
All righty.
Well, thanks again for all your support, people, and we'll be back at you next week.